Y'all ready for this? Hold up, it's project time, yo. The first step in this process starts out with an epinephrine hormone. It binds to the epinephrine receptor and becomes activated. The receptor binding to the hormone is known as a ligand. When the receptor becomes activated, it signals the G protein, telling it is ready for the next step. The G proteins then bind to the activated receptor, releasing GDP and taking GTP. The G proteins are alpha, beta, and gamma. The G proteins are released from the primary receptor. The G proteins are split into two parts. One of the parts activates the adenyl cyclase receptor. Then the epinephrine hormone leaves the receptor. This receptor is also called the secondary receptor. Once the receptor is activated, it signals the ATP to come in and changes ATP to CAMP or cyclic AMP. Next, the G protein inactivates itself by releasing GDP and taking in GTP. Since the G protein is no longer attached to the receptor, the adenyl cyclase can no longer convert ATP into cyclic AMP. Cyclic AMP continues signaling by binding with another enzyme called protein kinase A. When cyclic AMP binds with protein kinase A, it releases two subunits called active catalytic subunits. This diagram shows the many routes the cells can go through. Our cells choose the path that takes them to where the fuel needs to go. For example, if you're running, you need the fuel to go to your legs, so the cells will take the path to your legs. The active catalyst subunits then bind with ATP and phosphorylase kinase, which activates phosphorylase kinase. During the process, ATP is changed to ADP. This step is then repeated. In activated phosphorylase kinase, ATP and glycogen phosphorylase come together and the glycogen phosphorylase enzyme activates. When glycogen phosphorylase is activated, it breaks down a glycogen into glucose molecule. A phosphate group is added to each of the glucose subunits. The phosphate group is then removed from the glucose molecules. After the phosphate group is removed, it allows the glucose molecules to move across the plasma membrane of the cell. The glucose goes through the bloodstream and is picked up by other cells and used as fuel.